By chapter 3 in the Boxer, called the Build Up, it's very, very clear what direction we're going to be going in, right? We're going to be focusing on you and Jay and their dynamic in this school. Now, they both are perceived as weak, right? In the eyes of the bully, which is that white-haired kid, you feel me? But the thing here is that we're really trying to get the dynamic between these three main characters, the bully and the two weak, right? And we're really just going through and we're just seeing how much they torment Jay, right? Even to the point of taking away his food and adding in, discussing things like a lollipop to his soup, right? Like these middle schoolers, I guess they're the cream of the crop of just horrible kids. But it really does build character. Now, Jay is going to find out really quick that if he wants to survive this, if he wants to have any dignity by the end of the day, if he wants to be able to look his father in the eyes and say, "You can be proud of me," he needed to fight back. But he's still in that weak phase mentally, not thinking that he can actually do anything to defend himself. But that is when him and you started talking on the bleachers, right? And they started to get a little close. They started to say, "Hey man, what do you like? What do you have in common?" And we find out that you actually finds a lot of stuff very boring. He's not a very compassionate person. He's a very dull, very I guess you can call him a chalk. He's a very, very dull person, almost like he's dead inside in a way, right? And Jay is trying to just figure out more about him. But then as we see that, and as we see that Jay is being happy, right, we see the white-haired kid, the bully, does not like it. He does not like when Jay is happy. He does not like when anything that Jay does and he has a smile on his face. So what does the bully do? Well, of course, he kicks the soccer ball, tries to hit it in his face. But because we got the main character, you, with his ungodly, unnatural talent and his unnatural, precision, right? He's able to easily grab the ball. But here's the deception, is when a bully shows up, he steps up to him. Jay's frozen. Jay can't defend himself or his new friend at this point. He's too starstruck. But we see that the bully actually slaps you and tells you, "Listen, bro, don't get in my way. Don't get in my way or you're dead next time." But we see in Yu's eyes, he doesn't even care about threats. It's not as if he can't protect himself, because that's not the issue. If he can clearly snatch a ball out the air with faster than faster than Jay can even realize a ball was being thrown at him, right? And he doesn't care about being hit or taking damage. What does that tell you about this boy's life? What kind of life would you have to live in order to not care if you're getting slapped? Like it's almost as if like a gnat flew in your arm and you just don't care that it's there. It's almost as if the vibe he's giving me when it comes to just being attacked, he just doesn't care. And it's very, very interesting because it tells you just how the potential of the damage he's capable of, right? Now, Jay, understanding his position in his life, understanding that he couldn't defend his friend, he couldn't defend himself, so he's sitting back, he's at home, he's training, he's fighting just like his father taught him, because his father is a boxer as well. And he's saying to himself that this is my fight. This is my fight. I can't involve my new friend. I gotta get stronger and I gotta stand up for myself. Now, that's easier said than done, but it is definitely possible. What we see next is you having an inner dialogue, thinking about how small he is compared to his bully, as if he has no chance of winning and that he's a loser. But we only see that it's temporary, because by the next chapter, a night before, we see that he is still up. He's not getting any sleep because he is contemplating the next day. He knows the next time he goes to school, the next morning, that he is going to confront his bully and he is going to either get beaten down and stand by his convictions, or he's going to beat him up and stand by his convictions. Either way, he's going to become a man tomorrow morning. Now he's trying to get a grip, but he is just realizing his chances of winning. And then he thinks about his dad and growing up and watching his dad fight in boxing matches. And he said it's never about the winning and the losing. It's about showing up and trying your best. But the more he tries to psych himself in it, the more he understands how the bully's strength isn't normal. He's not a normal guy. He's the best of the best. No one can beat him. So he's thinking, how can I go up against such a monster? And we get to see that the bully's name is Ryu. And Ryu just looks fun, toying and playing with people as if, they're just amusement to him, as if they're just live action toys, right? Ryu doesn't have any respect for anybody else. The only thing he has respect for is power, right? And control. So, in the morning comes, Jay wakes up, Jay goes to talk to his dad. His dad is already up, ready to go. Already dressed, look like he's about to go for a jog, you know what I'm saying? And he's asking his dad, when you were a boxer and you had to fight against a very strong opponent, what did you do? And his dad just says, well, I was a pro boxer, so I had to do my best, no matter how strong my opponent was. You do what you have to do to win. That's what makes you a pro. And he said, yeah, that's what I thought. But rarely, very rarely, I come up against a terribly strong opponent, and I freeze up in fear, even if I was a pro, and forget everything I've learned and get beaten up like a punching bag. I'd instinctively throw my punches out of fear and try to hold out, only to have them hit the air, and without fail, I'll be KO'd. It actually felt better to be lying on that mat like that. I would think to myself, finally, it's over. Now, I can tell you as a fighter, when I was fighting back in my past, okay, I've never had an opportunity to be, I would say, frozen in the middle of a fight, but I definitely had moments where I was startled by getting punched or getting hit, or how much stamina the other guy has, and it does weigh on you psychologically. It does weigh on you, and I can understand him lying on that mat and saying, bro, no more, man, I'm done. And it takes a man to admit your defeat. It takes a man to admit your weaknesses, bro. But anyways, back onto the chapter. He's trying to tell his son, even if you get beaten to a pulp, you got to know the audience is going to rag on you. Even if there's nothing more you can do, if you can get on your knees, you can still get up, okay? That's what makes a true boxer. A boxer that is willing to get up regardless of the win or the loss, regardless of the boos or the cheers. He is getting up to prove and show all of the training, sacrifices, blood, sweat, tears, passion, everything will be left in that ring. And I can completely understand that. Okay. Now, as we go on, his father is telling him it's about the courage from someone who is a boxer and someone who isn't are both commendable. Okay. So he's telling his son, you gotta be courage. You gotta have courage. You have to walk up to Ryu and you gotta slap the shit out of him. That's what you gotta do. It's as simple as that. It ain't rocket science. But anyways, we see you, walking out at night. He comes across Ryu. Okay. He's saying, you're late. He said, I've been waiting for you, He said, our homeroom teacher was kind enough to give me your address. Whoa, hold on, wait. Homeroom teacher was kind enough to give me your address. What school is this? What teacher just be giving out addresses? What? Yo! No, actually, he said the homeroom teacher gave out the address. I'm pretty sure he probably just beat it out of him. They don't just give up children's addresses. That he had to just beat it up out of him. That's the only way, man. But anyways, man, he said and then as Ryu is still trying to talk to you is a blank canvas. Okay, he just keeps walking past Ryu as Ryu just keeps yapping, and then he kicks him, right? And he says, bro, do you even know how to throw a punch? And he said, it kind of seemed like you did earlier this afternoon. How about we have a go right here, right now? And I say, Ryu, he doesn't understand who he's dealing with, because right now Yu doesn't give a damn. Yu doesn't care if you're hitting him, if you're in his face, you're in his way, because he isn't even thinking about you. He's even thinking about life. He is just existing. He's like a paper drifting in the wind. He is just existing, right? He doesn't understand, like, dealing with a man that had nothing to lose is it's a bad choice, right? So anyways, we get on, and now we got Ryu just. He got his pride on the line because Yu's not taking him seriously. He's like slamming his head against the ground, and he's just saying, you know, I'm gonna make your life a living hell. Your first duty is to bring me $150 by tomorrow or else. And he spits on his face. Ryu spits on Yu's face, tells him, yeah, you better bring me $150 tomorrow morning or I'm gonna kill you. All right, and you're a loser and you're a waste of time. Oh my gosh, bro. Ryu needs psychological therapy, okay? All right, he needs psychological therapy because right now, even after he beat up Yu and left him on the ground bleeding, Yu is staring off into the darkness of the night with a blank stare, probably having nothing in his thoughts, just like, still gotta get home. And while Ryu, delivering the punishment, delivering the beating, delivering the threats, right, being a big man, is walking away dissatisfied. He's walking away as if he lost something, as if he didn't get the satisfaction he needed. Because you know what he really wanted? What Ryu really wanted? He really wanted to see you down, out, crying, begging for help, begging for forgiveness, asking for grace, asking for mercy. That is what Ryu wanted. But Ryu didn't get that. He got a stoic response. He got nothing. He got 3 dots as a response. Nothing. And that pisses him off even more because he feels disrespected, right? So now he sees this other group of people that's saying, hey, are you Baeksan Ryu? And of course he said, I'm here to find out if you're as strong as they say you are. And he immediately knocks them out, right? And he says, hi there. Ryu ends up beating up the guys from a different school, different middle school, that wanted to find out if he was tough or not. Well, safe to say, they found out that he was tough, okay? So now, we get the 3 different perspectives of where all 3 main characters are at this moment. Ryu, the bully, just got done beating up 5 different guys in the middle of an alley and is staring off into the darkness. And then we got Yu, the black-haired main character, who is sitting in his empty home with no pictures. He got no furniture. He has just a cot, a pillow, and a blanket. That's his home. And he is also staring at the wall into darkness with his cat. Okay, and this time we see just how dark his eyes are, just how empty his existence is, and it's honestly very, very, very alluring, and it gets me psyched seeing how they're building up these 3 main characters in different ways. We got Yu, who is the real prodigy, but has literally no soul. He has no energy for life at all. And then we have Jay, the weak main character, the guy that wants to be strong, the guy that has a lot of life in him, the guy that has the hero of a father, the guy that has the boxer of a father. He's the weakest, but he wants to be strong. And then we have Ryu, the white-haired bully, who is strong, who is talented, but is pompous, is a jackass. He is a polarizing character in a lot of different regards, but he, at the end of the day, is just another bully. He is nothing special, and we're gonna see how this dynamic kind of grow between these 3. But at this point, we got that, and we are good people. I appreciate you listening, Container. Appreciate it. Please leave a comment and let me know what you guys think. You guys have a good day.
Penny X.